Hello and welcome to our latest video, where we'll be discussing the fantasy football impact of DJ Moore potentially joining the Chicago Bears. As you may already know, DJ Moore is one of the top wide receivers in the NFL today. He's been a consistent performer for the Carolina Panthers, amassing over 3,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns in just 3 seasons. So, what would happen if he were to move to the Chicago Bears? First, let's take a look at the current situation in Chicago. The Bears have struggled to find a true number one wide receiver for several years now. Allen Robinson has been the closest thing they've had, but he's set to become a free agent this offseason. Assuming he doesn't re-sign, the Bears will be left with Darnell Mooney as their top option. Mooney had a solid rookie season, catching 61 passes for 631 yards and 4 touchdowns. However, he's not yet proven himself to be a true number one wideout. That's where DJ Moore could come in. Moore would instantly become the Bears' top receiver, and his presence would open up the offense. He's a versatile player who can line up anywhere on the field and make plays. His ability to stretch the field vertically would also help the Bears' struggling passing game. So, how would this impact fantasy football? Well, for starters, DJ Moore's value would likely increase. He's already a top 10 receiver in most fantasy rankings, and a move to Chicago would likely solidify his status as a top 5 option. He would likely see an increase in targets and receptions, which would translate into more fantasy points. On the flip side, the arrival of Moore would likely hurt the fantasy value of Darnell Mooney. While Mooney would still have a role in the offense, he would likely see fewer targets with Moore commanding a larger share of the workload. Mooney's fantasy value would likely drop from his current WR3, WR4 status. In conclusion, DJ Moore joining the Chicago Bears would have a significant impact on both the Bears' offense and fantasy football. Moore would become a top option at wide receiver and would likely see an increase in targets and fantasy points. Meanwhile, Mooney's value would likely decrease. So, keep an eye on this situation as it develops, and be sure to adjust your fantasy rankings accordingly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.